don't tell my pa that I'm in here.
It says in a small voice.
Pa doesn't want to live with us anymore. But I want to go with him. Don't tell him, please. I'm hiding.
You tell the boy you'll keep his secret. You don't see his father anywhere. You don't see another soul for miles.
What's up and welcome to the stream. It's the most interesting game I think I've played in a long time.
You can see storm clouds on the horizon, and you don't relish the thought of being caught wandering this rocky seaside road in the rain. Fortunately, you find the light at the top of an ornate wrought iron spiral. You're breathless and feeling the strain on your knees. Rain already batters the walls outside. You can only knock on a heavy wooden door leading into the upper level. Muffled voices and light seep in beneath the door. Looks like we got a visitor. Sounds like a man's voice, deep and rough.
Well, behave yourself. I'll open the door.
Another man, this one with a higher, more sonorous voice. I always behave myself. He feigns indignation, but his tone betrays affection instead. After a moment, the door unlatches from the inside and opens. The man before you is tall and muscular, with a hint of a paunch beneath his wide chest. The heavy iron knob on the door looks nearly dainty in his huge hand.
Didn't want to be out in this rain, did you? Come in.
Despite the rough exterior, this room looks like a well-appointed parlor. There's a rug on the well-trod wooden floor, and an enormously plush couch. And sat upon it is a stocky fellow grinning through a great hazel-colored beard. Tea? He offers, hoisting a teapot.
Oh, we manage.
The tall one sits on the sofa, casually wrapping an arm around the other lighthouse keeper.
The quiet suits us just fine.
He needs his quiet time. He's a writer. The tall one grunts.
I dabble. But you must have some good stories from the road.
You wake up the next morning on their old sofa, still warm from an excess of tea. And cakes? There might have been little cakes. Prodigious snoring rumbles in from the floor above you. And you
It's the weirdest game I've ever played. So you go around collecting stories, and you're supposed to find these guys and share, or gain their trust by telling them stories.
A woman walks the small town square with the poise of Betty Davis. A confident stride and inimitable mannerisms elevating the sidewalk into a plush Hollywood carpet. And wrapped around her neck, a yellow velvet ribbon, bright as an ocean sunrise. You question a well-dressed man parked outside an oyster house.
Prudish woman. I took her on a fine date, and she didn't remove so much as a ribbon. Excuse me, can you step back from the coupe? That's the spirit.
You decide to seek. You talk with a waitress smoking outside a diner.
Something funny about her. Just showed up one day. Doesn't work, Doesn't live anywhere as far as I know. Just around. Myself, I'd love to know who made all her beautiful clothes.
You ask the woman if you may join her at a public bench.
You may. Lovely outside, isn't it?
They should have got a female voice actor.
Shade of brown. Beneath the yellow ribbon, a thick, fibrous scar wraps around her throat.
Weather like this, it reminds me of Paris.
So I'm collecting stories, and I will need these stories apparently
They
to
don't come every year, you know.
convince some people to trust me.
The old man is sitting at the edge of a rotting old pier. Crooked legs.
Because in the very intro of the game, I'll let this go first.
He watches a pair of seagulls preen and groom each other on a rock just off the shore.
So the very intro of this game, you walk in and you're in a card game, and you have a royal flush. And you're about ready to. You're betting against this kind of like mysterious looking dude, and then when he calls your bet, you turn in your cards and they aren't what you thought they were, and so you lose the game to him. And he's got this like task that you can earn your freedom back, but you got to go around collecting stories.
They seem to wait for something together.
It's supposed to be like a
Nothing against one another.
work of literature that
When
is
they fly off,
in video game form.
they fly together. These two, these same two, have been coming here ever since I was a boy, the old man says. He watches them fly away until their bodies are dots vanishing into the low sun. Always the same pair. Wonder what keeps them coming back to this town.
Must be home.
Must be home.
All right, so that's Portland, Maine. So you're to walk around the whole entire United States, or not walk around. You can hitchhike. I guess once you collect enough stories. So here's the people you're supposed to meet. You collect inventory. These are the stories that you can share. 5 of 237 gather. Journey log. Anyway. This is you, just a skeleton walking. I think I can hitchhike. I think it's Q. Yeah, there we go. Let's get that thumb up. This was walking to Boston.
A dusty truck and a man on horseback pull up next to one another in front of the grocer. Suddenly, the driver and the rider, two wiry old men with identical haircuts, start shrieking at one another. The man with the truck leaps into the street.
Brother!
He shouts. The one on the horse tumbles out of his saddle.
Brother!
He screams. They embrace in the road.
30 years!
Hollers the driver. The rider, tears streaming down over his face, corrects him.
No! 32!
Everyone here is watching these two older men cry and hug one another in the middle of Main Street. Cars and wagons are backing up. People are yelling.
Take a photo of us!
The driver begs you. Starts hauling a tripod out of the bed of his truck. The long-lost brothers pose in front of traffic, cry snot pouring out of their noses. As angry passerby wave you out of the road, each brother presses a coin into your hand.
Ooh, made some money.
When the traffic disperses, you realize they overpaid you quite a shocking amount.
Two brothers who were reconnected. So there's Boston, Massachusetts. Let's see what this is about here. It's just literally walking from story to story.
You stumble into the path of the white deer. Its beauty strikes you at once. It is something otherworldly, beyond borders. A moon swimming in the void. Human shouts not far away break the spell. The deer's ears prick up. This thing is being hunted.
Should help the deer or do nothing? Let's help the deer. See
You
if
know
we
a
can.
way out of here. As the hunter's cries get louder, you approach the deer carefully, palms outstretched. As you grow close, your features become clearer in the light of the deer's aura. It bolts into the path of an oncoming train.
That was not a happy story. This is a camp. I don't know what camps are good for. I think they're just save points.
Hey there, stranger. You're welcome to enjoy this fire with me. If you're respectful, that is.
I think this is one of the characters I'm supposed to meet.
This here is my spot, and I ain't inclined to share it with any bad characters. You can call me Quinn. These here are my venturing companions. Cass is the big un, and the one with the spots is Flip. I usually beat my way on the rails, but the road news said this town was fat, and the weather was fine. So I'm taking in the sights and seeing what I can drum up. I want a story that scares me. Now I'm older, almost nobody can do it. Give me your best shot.
I don't have a story that scares them. So these are the stories I got. Subject to each story here, if you tell a person a story about love, for example, they will share some their own life related subject to love, poor thing. So there's actually some like trying to get certain things out of them. If you tell them types of stories they request, you'll gain their trust, and their eye will open. When it opens fully, next time you meet them, they'll open up more about their life. So remember this: from conversation to conversations, don't feel you need to open up the eye all the way the first time you meet someone. Dance around, get to know them. Queen of Cups, Authority, Fool. It's like telling the white deer.
Ain't life got enough tearjerkers in it without telling stories like that? Jeez. Freedom. Well, teacher used to talk about freedom like America was eat up with it, but the tramping kind seems to be just about the only real freedom still in supply. Ain't no freedom from an empty stomach or bad weather, unless you're rich. Hey, do you got any really thrilling stories to tell? I'm hankering for one of those.
I don't have any thrilling stories to tell. Sadness, love, family, authority. Tell a story of women. This isn't thrilling about women being bootlegged, arrested for
Well,
bootlegging.
that was a lively tale.
Oh, his eyes half open.
Authority, bosses and such. I ain't nobody's little Angelina if that's what you're asking. I take care of myself and my dogs. I don't need no jocker looking out for me, so if you're offering, don't. Shoot, I thought I told you to be respectful. You want to keep enjoying my spot or not? Think about that. I want to hear a story about ghosts or murderers or something. Scary stuff.
Come back to that one.
Leaving already? Well, me too. I think I'll go check out what's happening up the road this way. Maybe I'll see you around. The tramping life suits me just fine. Every day is a venture. Things being so depressed, folks walk around like it's the end of everything.
Doggo.
But it ain't.
My doggy. Alright, so
Plenty nice things to see if you know where to look.
I will have to come back to that kid and bring him more. I just don't have exciting stories yet. Just started. Or scary story. What's up, Crash? How you doing, man? It's going good, dude. Checking out this game that's supposed to be like a literary work. So it's like playing a book, kind of, and you're building the story. That's really an interesting take. It's free right now, so I'm just giving it a shot. I'm not really going to do a review of it. It's not even stream friendly, but I thought I could maybe get some people in to watch and have fun. This game is about building or collecting stories. You're supposed to go around, collect stories, and tell your stories, share your stories with certain people, and get them to kind of trust you, and then start weaving all their stories together because you got cheated in a card game and kind of owe this like werewolf figure this debt. It's got good music too, though. I'm kind of digging a lot about it. So I didn't get a story out of the talking bird. So you can walk fast if you do. You're walking around a literal map of the United States, and you can walk faster if you match the tone. You can whistle different notes, and you kind of have to match the tone to walk faster. So I'm just learning, so there's not a whole lot of explaining I can do, but you get to hear a story. Story grew in the telling. Oh, so I told that story. It changed a little bit. So I told the story to the kid back there. It was a story that I was involved with. Like, here's a new story.
Man with a tool catches sight. Hey, over there. He calls out. You look like you could use a quick way to get some hard-earned money. Hard-earned is right. The bridge hangs high over a perilous drop. He laughs uproariously. Absolutely not. High above the water, you see raptors with enormous wingspans wheeling through the sky.
We'll have little more protection than them,
The man says,
but not much more.
his eyes.
Great.
I signed up for this job. We'll see how this goes.
Suppose you'll want a safety belt. We Thunderbird people don't need them. We fly when we fall.
He chuckles. You find yourself up high, looking over the rushing river that crashes around the foundation of the bridge. As you work side by side, the man mentions,
You can see Thunderbirds up here if you know how to look.
you ask him to explain.
Practice your peripheral vision, if you dare. Last thing you need up here
is for them to see you seeing them and come swooping at you. He says, laughing. You only see the clouds thicken. It sure does pass the time working.
So we're getting some money.
Does you well when you're done with
We're getting some money. So I know that we'll need to build our inventory eventually. So that gave me a new story. This is kind of an interesting game so far, honestly. Inner New York. So this is the first city I didn't enter Boston when I was at Boston, but let's go.
The engines belch black smoke. The ferry churns green water into flow. A broad-shouldered figure leans out over the rail, eyeing the skyscrapers on the horizon. Nearby, a man and a woman speaking low, urgent voices.
Listen, gotta eavesdrop.
I wish you didn't have to go.
She says,
There's got to be work on some of those buildings going up.
his thumb skates over her pulse point.
I checked every day for a week. There ain't. I'll be back, though.
Her words are split by a song.
Might as well be. My parents didn't come to New York for this.
It's one dude doing all the voice acting.
The wind tossing her hair. He pulls her to his chest.
I'm leaving because I gotta go. If there was another way...
They stand together, close, quiet. in the s-
Couple parted. So that's a new story. The couple parted by unemployment. Who wants to hear love lost stories? Let's see if we can earn some money. Look for work or panhandle. Might get some stories out of panhandling. Monkey Island stuff, Walking Dead. It is kind of like that, dude. But this game right now is free on Epic Game Store. If you want a game where it's kind of like a book being read to you, there's some interactions you can change some stuff, and it's kind of neat and discovery. Like, go grab it. It's not bad. It should just, if you're ever like super bored and sitting in a hotel room with your laptop and you got it installed, and listen to this music. I could just definitely enjoy this game, but it's not stream friendly. I understand that, but it is like the Walking Dead stuff. I'm glad that. Okay, gotcha. So let's go to the store and see if we can buy stuff. We can buy food. I don't know if we need to eat. Just can't buy whiskey anymore. So let's see where we go. Train station. Boston, Detroit. Let's go back. Let's leave. I don't mind walking right now. Let's go into New Jersey. So, this crow, I guess, will give you tips along the way. So I'm gonna try to whistle the right tune. Is it Q? No. I gotta learn the notes. What's making you sick of WoW, dude? It's actually, it looks like you. Yeah, dude, there's nothing out there that's really interesting. It's funny that you bring that up because I looked at the IGN article on the new Marvel game. Go read what IGN said about the new Marvel game. They're like the grind sucks, the looting in it sucks, and I think they gave it a 6 out of a possible 10. Politics of WoW. I don't know what to play anymore, dude. I think you summed it up best when you were saying we kind of put all of our it really looks one dimensional. Okay, you said devotional, but that's your phone, I assume. Yeah. That's not how you spell it's dimensional, but that's all right. I got you, dude. I'm not one that should ever be correcting somebody. You said dimension. First you said devotional and then you said dimensional. Yeah. But anyway, yeah, Marvel, it looked good and looked promising and I was kind of looking at it, but it's not. But like you said, with Warzone, is we should have known better than to have that the go-to game. But I kind of feel like we did that because it's the only game that came close to anything that we like playing, like first-person shooters and such. I really hope you can hear the music in this game. It's got some style to it. I mean, look at this. Yeah, duels. I suck unless I play all the time now. I really do.
In this region, where bog iron colors the river's brown. Across the way, a goat with great leather wings laps up the water.
If I'm gonna be any good in a game, I gotta play all the time.
On your every movement.
It's not even just warm-up games, dude. I don't have that first-person touch I used to, and like I don't have the time.
You now notice the unnatural absence of wildlife. No fish swim in the stream. No birds sing in the trees.
Listen to this story. Can you hear the story at least?
Goat drinks with a forked tongue, only abstractly concerned with your presence.
So we go approach the goat. We can drink water, approach the goat. Let's go drink water.
The water in your hands, ice cold.
I got you, dude.
And take a swallow, soothing the coarseness in your parched throat. Clear as the water is, the stream bed isn't visible, even looking straight down. Your feet don't reach the bottom, so you float in the cool water,
I could actually do that.
washed clean. The ripples flow as
I
far
can,
as you can
I'll do that in
see,
just a second.
never fading. The winged goat snorts and heads in the other direction.
Maybe I should approach the goat. The winged goat by... It's kind of a freaky story. I don't really want to go into Philadelphia, but it's a story to be had here, it looks like.
The edge of summer has turned the ocean choppy and misanthropic. The sky is miserably gray. The boardwalk prophetess lured you into her tent with a promise to read a fortune for free. Seems like before you lie the instruments of her profession. There's tarot cards, Rider-Waite, but also Marseille for traditionalists. Rosary beads and costume jewelry. And of course, with practiced theatricality, she goes directly for the crystal ball, letting her eyes unfocus as though she can see a good.
Choo-choo. Desktop, audio, miscellaneous. I think it's desktop that I got to turn up.
Distance gets into it. She brings up names, places, asks if you know.
Yeah, I know. So
John,
my wife was
relative in Newark.
talking about, or we're talking about like I'm not really watching football this year. I'm not doing the fantasy, but I will watch the Pats and stuff. And I guess I got to check out Tampa Bay too. But my wife was talking about how she's like, isn't Tom Brady going to be playing for Tampa Bay or something this year? And I was like, yeah. She's like, well, aren't you impressed that I knew that? And I was like, yeah, but I don't really care. Like, it doesn't really affect me, but I'm still impressed. So I kind of set her up tonight. I gave her, I said, okay, I'm not really going to be impressed, but I can be impressed. I said, where's he going to be playing? And she's like, for the Buccaneers. I was like, yeah, but where? And she said Tampa Bay. I was like, okay, good. I said, name any other person on this team. She looks at me and she goes, I can't do that. Isn't that guy Gronk with him too? It's like, so I'm actually really proud of her for, even though that's kind of like celebrity trivia and not sport trivia, I'm okay with that. That's good. Okay, let's be a good sport to this
You
lady.
latch on to what she says, and together you dance towards some insights about your romantic prospects. It's relieving to meet an honest charlatan.
This game is definitely good and fun to get into and explore, but I don't think that this is gonna.
You're having fun.
I'm gonna keep it, obviously.
Abruptly stops talking.
Raiders and Niners. So are they doing a regular season, or have they done anything to change this season? I know they didn't do preseason, but is it a regular 16, 17, 18, whatever it is?
Your eyes, she says, her voice suddenly drained of the bassy drama that was her stock in trade. The words that come out of your mouth
Who played tonight? Don't tell me the results, but I like trying to find the highlights.
properly out of a human throat. They're more like snarls.
And did you join that fantasy?
Noises of a vicious animal.
Oh, that's right. It was the Texans and Chiefs. I want to watch the highlights. Super Bowl winners, right?
The glass globe shatters. Your vision is hazy, but your body is not your own. You came far to get away from me. When you come to your senses, you're lying face down on the rough wood of the
I didn't want to either, dude.
and weak. An empty
I was thinking about it because, you know, playing with friends, talk crap, that kind of stuff. But it takes time, and you can just get in it and not care at all and never do anything. So I think what that did, progress. Yep. So I've met one of the people I'm supposed to meet, and his eyes half open. So I need to bring him scary stories, but that's just the game. These are inventory items you can get. Why your guy looks dead, I don't know. So I'm gonna call this game quits for now, though. The intro is actually. Do you want to watch the intro for this just to get the storyline? It's actually not bad. It's a pretty good intro. But if you can't really hear it. Yeah, your name, man. I'm gonna. All right, so that was where the water tastes like wine, and that was okay. It seems like they did a really good job in introducing, making it moody. Yeah, I'm sure I want to leave. So they did a really good job of making it kind of moody. and storytelling, artsy. I did like that a lot. Oh, I was gonna ask you, since you aren't gonna be doing WoW anymore, Crush, if you're still there, or not that you're not doing WoW, but do you have like a webcam, like chatting thing set up, kind of like I've got here? It's like it's just a good, like if you're switching between games, or see if I can get my arm matched up with that guy. It's just like a good camera to have, or setting to have. Scene, I guess is what it's actually called. Dude, I'm not sure I'm gonna play that game again, but I own it. So, what do you want to see, dude? I got Rogue Company, which isn't a bad shooter. It's free to play. Like, I'm down to do something else. Just gotta update, a relaunch or something. I don't know. You want to get on and play anything, or what are you doing? Because I can kill the stream and check back in a little bit. I don't mind taking a break, saying goodnight to the wife and whatnot. I'll catch you later. Send me a text or something. Anyway, thanks for tuning in. This has been a rough review. Not really a review, but just kind of like a look into where the water tastes like wine. And it's not a bad game. It's a story game, story-driven, purely story-driven. I forget what those are actually called, but it's actually got a pretty good premise. And if you had a lot of time and don't like a lot of action, like things slower, it's a good game for that. Thanks for tuning in.